So we back, and we just poured a whiskey. I don't know what I've poured a double Scottish leader. And what has Joe poured? What have you poured, Joe?
Jameson Select Reserve.
Jameson Select.
Somebody brought it over the other day. It's pretty good whiskey. No, one of my absolute favorites.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good. Have you had it?
Yeah, we've been locked down, homies. COVID, our government in South Africa has decided to ban alcohol sales because some people are acting a fool with the whiskey or whatever it is.
And somehow this fights the pandemic. So
yeah. Somehow it fights the pandemic. But instead of fighting the pandemic, we're fighting the alcohol drinkers. We don't know who else to fight.
We are the
Just
only
fight the alcohol
country
drinkers,
in the world to ban alcohol and cigarettes during the pandemic.
Is it true?
Yes,
Is it true?
yes.
Alcohol
Look,
and
I don't know
cigarette.
what North Korea is doing, to be fair, but the only country in the world that I know of that has publicly done this. And it's pretty amazing. So some people
Now
have
we'll make the next
estimated...
podcast
Yeah.
about how alcohol promotes corona,
So 3 months. Some people
But
are saying
anyway.
3 months we're going to be alcohol free. So this is one of the last free drinks in South Africa. Anyway. But
Yeah, anyway, let's get back to gaming. And I forgot to mention on the last video podcast, whatever you want to call it, about my first hater on my channel. And I feel so honored. Sometimes having haters means people are watching your shit.
Somebody's actually watching out there.
What's his name? Pee-wee Productions.
Pee-wee
Thank you for the
Productions.
first hate comment.
Tip of the cap to you, sir.
What have you got to say? Hey?
Tip of the cap to you, sir. Pee-wee Productions.
Yeah.
Your first
Pee-wee,
hater. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
For your criticism, man. It meant a lot to me. I'll make sure to do things better next time.
Yeah.
And anyway, right now, this is part 2 on the same day of the podcast that we just thought we'll roll along. We'll roll along and carry on with this conversation we were having because we want to try and keep it to half an hour. Obviously, once our subscribers increase and stuff like that, we'll put out longer ones. But for now, we're just hitting it on the YouTubes. And I actually wanted to discuss Battle Royales, number 1, and the effect it's having on modern gaming. And I want to put this through to Joe and see what he has to say. What are your thoughts on it? I have thoughts, but I'll say it afterwards. I just want to hear you. I feel like I'm talking too fucking much.
Well, so COD Warzone is the first BR game that I've played, pretty much. You basically brought me into the online gaming space. I used to play a lot of single player.
Me as well, to be
narrative
honest.
stuff,
I didn't dip my toes much into Fortnite. After, you shoot someone in they build a hut suddenly in the middle of nowhere.
So I played one round of Fortnite.
And Apex, I played a bit, but it just, I don't know, I just never got into Apex. I played 1 or 2 and I enjoyed it. And I don't know. But Warzone did it for me because of the whole, it
look,
was
it's a
simple,
very, very
but
good
fun
game.
at the same time.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2020. It's 2020, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare, is very, very good.
2019.
My bad.
November 19, but it's fine. It's almost a year old now.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I even enjoyed the campaign. You remember that house? The breaching the house with the
what
night
set
vision
pieces
goggles.
that
Amazing,
game
right?
had.
Amazing, graphically amazing.
What set pieces?
The multiplayer is cool. There are some
a bit
problems.
of tick boxes added in there. With the whole what's that girl's name? I don't know, but anyway, that girl there, the Muslim chick.
For sure. I know what you're talking about.
But it's trying to be equality and all of that shit. It just didn't.
I don't know if they were going for that,
it was
but maybe they were trying to show there is another side to the story or whatever. Anyway,
I honestly didn't feel for her though. I don't know about you. I didn't feel anything for her. And
I thought it was weird that. Who's the guy that blew himself up?
Alex.
Terrible with names, my God. So I thought it was a little bit unbelievable that Alex would meet her. They get into a couple of gunfights together, presumably hang out for a few weeks/months, and then he's gonna blow himself
but in the story,
up. for
in
a
the
cause.
story they had history, not intimate history, but
Right,
history from fighting together previously. I don't know. It's like they mention it, but they
Okay, but
didn't,
think about it another way. Okay, fine, right? So Alex, I'm presuming, is a valuable asset, right, to this woman and a friend, okay? He says, I'm going to blow
Yeah.
myself up for your cause. And she's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Would you do that to your friend? You're like, oh, you're going to kill yourself now? Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, she was happy about that shit. She just
No.
let him go the fuck along. You know?
I wouldn't say she was happy, maybe, but she was touched.
She was happy she spared her own life.
Yeah, she was kind of touched about
was-
the whole thing, but it just didn't fit. Like, you didn't watch Avengers
Yeah.
Endgame, but there was a...
No, I didn't.
There was a
I know
scene
half
where
the viewers are gonna
characters-
crucify me for that shit. But
No,
yeah.
no, it's fine. I'm just saying there was a scene where characters were having to sacrifice themselves, and two people kind of tried to outdo each other, as in who's going to sacrifice themselves, where it got a little bit ridiculous, but it was more believable than I'm going to go blow myself up now, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot, pal,
Yeah.
Anyway. But
Anyway, let's get back to
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
actually battle royales are going to do to gaming and what it has done to gaming right now. I don't know. You started off, man.
you brought me into the whole thing. I have to say it's a very slick thing. Warzone is very cool. It's very exciting, but
I mean, once you understand it, it's nice. you
yeah,
know,
it is.
depending on how you play, stuff like that.
I think I can't get as much out of that type of game as a game that has progression and things that you can work towards so much. In Warzone,
I think what battle royale is doing is
Yeah.
also bringing people together, like the boys. Like that old school. Like, yeah, let's go with the boys and do some shit together. It's a different form of the dude bro kind of thing going.
didn't we
down,
have
you know?
Team Deathmatch
like how Gears
before and
used to
stuff?
be?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact is, I mean, if you come out first, it's like you and the two boys
And your
together.
squad.
You
Sure.
overcame 100 guys or 200 guys, and it just it becomes like a dick measuring contest essentially.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
yeah.
But it's cool because that's what soccer is, and that's what every other sport is, and gaming has become a sport now, and I have no issue with it. But what I do have an issue with actually is it overshadowing good games, overshadowing story-based games. Because let's be honest, gaming came out as a solo hobby
Yeah.
initially.
Yeah.
Well,
it
I
was
started
pre-internet.
gaming,
It was pre-internet in those
yeah,
days.
exactly. I started.
You could couch
gaming
co-op.
because I had a
You could-
whole
you
lot
could
of
couch
cousins.
co-op.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a social thing in its own way, and I always had cousins that were older than me, so gaming was my thing, and that's why I got good at gaming because they were like always going. When the cousins were going to clubs and I couldn't go, what do? Game because it's fun.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Origin story of Raven. Maybe we'll fucking do a video. Origin
Well,
story.
I think
I
I think there's something to that. We've noticed over time that the single player experience is disappearing more and more, and it's more.
It's
about
disappearing.
The multiplayer
and when
experience.
games have purely single player experiences, they are somewhat crucified.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that a game is a disposable thing. It's not meant to be played over and over again. A game is an
Not
experience.
necessarily,
Like
yeah,
let's look at
yeah.
let's look at Tomb Raider 1. The first Tomb Raider, one of the first 3D games I ever played.
Sure.
First Tomb Raider. When you finished it, it had a whole lot of secrets in it, stuff like that. It had decent replayability, but there were no real extras to getting those secrets. And that's what Japanese games do really well. They do really well in giving you good incentive to get things.
Yeah.
A game that gives you good incentive to get things is important.
Yeah.
Because like we spoke about in the last chat, it's not about finishing high school and getting your Ferrari. I mean, if that's your goal in life. It's all those little things that lead up to getting your Ferrari that Japanese games do really well. And Japanese games have shitloads of content, extras, costumes, everything. Like, let's look at it. Western
Unlockables,
games.
yeah.
Can Can you tell me a Western game that has brilliant unlockables? And I'm sure the viewers will have shitloads to say. But off the top of your head right now,
A
Western
game
games,
with tons
lots
of
of unlockables. Well, Doom Eternal does. You
The-
just spoke to me about it.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other day.
The current version of Doom 2020 or whatever, they did try that a lot. But ultimately, it comes down to suits for the Doom guy, armor. And those are
Yeah,
mainly
yeah,
a color palette, maybe one or two cool things like zombie, burning, whatever. But I don't see how many more they could do of that. But maybe I'm wrong. Titles for
But
the
then
Doom Slayer
again-
and
Yeah.
the little
Ti-
plinth
yes,
that he
yes.
stands on, the gateway
Yes,
that he
yes.
stands on. You know, but anyway,
Yes,
anyway,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
like
But
a
they did
portal,
try. They
whatever you
did
wanna
try.
call
They
it.
did try. Yeah.
COD does it in a good way with
guns.
with the gun attachments with each kill you make. That's nice, and then that feeds your dopamine drive, and that's what we're gonna go down the. What
But-
do you call it? It's called a compulsion loop. That's the
Yeah.
word for it. A good game will always feed your compulsion loop.
To be
You know,
fair,
Division does it. Yeah.
what
Yeah?
what are you getting out of COD after the GRAU and the MP5 or whatever? So say SMG, you get your ideal SMG and you get your ideal assault rifle and maybe if you're a sniper, right?
And that's why it for me it's slowly drying up. I want to experience more. I want to see
The new
different
guns are
things
pointless.
in gaming.
The new guns that
I mean,
dropped in
cool.
this last thing, yeah.
I come out top out of 200 guys, and what I fly off in a chopper away from smoke. Woohoo! Wow! You know,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
like
I'm actually
I
amazed
like
that
it. I
people
like
play it
the
as much
feeling.
as they do. I'm amazed that people play it as much as they do.
No,
you know?
and me, I play a shitload of it, but
Yeah.
I still don't play a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I play a shitload of COD, but I still don't play a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
well,
think everybody needs to start deciding what kind of gamer are you?
Yeah.
Are you an online gamer? Are you a single player gamer? Are you a mix? It's very hard to be a mix.
I don't think the single player campaign is going to exist after a while. I really do think that. If you look at The Last of Us 2, it was 7 years since the original game, right? 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Doom Eternal, the previous Doom was Doom 2016, right?
Yeah.
What other single player games? God of War, the 2019.
War.
What is it, 2019? The previous one was how long ago? A while back, years and years and years ago, right?
Yeah. There was Uncharted 4, that not too long ago, but long enough.
Yeah.
But
So-
guess who's bringing story games out? The Japanese market.
Yeah.
Japanese gaming is like Bollywood movies. The way they bring out games as opposed, like, you know, they churn out games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And amongst the churning out of games,
Get some gems.
there's a gem.
Yeah.
There's some gems, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think battle royals are needed and it's good, but there needs to be a way to bring back solid co-op experiences. One of the best co-op experience I've had is and another actually that brings me to another topic. I played with The Rock. You know The Rock, Ash?
Yeah, yeah.
And he bought and wanted to play a co-op game with me called A Way Out. That was actually very good, but it was very set piecey.
Oh god, not another survival
But-
horror game.
No. A Way Out was two guys who went to jail, but done very much like Uncharted. And you had to
Okay.
escape jail together. Basically, Prison Break the game.
Oh, that's not
You
what I
know?
expected. A
Yeah,
Way
yeah,
Out
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
survival horror.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
admit. Yeah.
No. Yeah. But I mean, it's basically Prison Break the game. It's mad. It's mad. I can never play that with you because the whole allure
Stealth.
of knowing what happens is gone. No,
Oh.
it's just
Oh.
gone. It's just
Okay.
it's not even stealth. It's very set piecey. It's so set piecey. It's
Oh,
almost
you
like
mean
a
that
Quantic
once the
Dreams
story is laid wide open, there's no replayability.
You know Quantic Dreams games,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Like,
yeah. They
Heavy
did
Rain and
Heavy Rain, and there
Beyond
was
Two
another one.
Souls and Beyond Two Souls, and
Beyond
I
Two
think it
Souls.
was Detroit Become Human.
So I want to know those kind of games like Heavy Rain and stuff.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was playing a game. I played a bit of it, and I was like, "What am I doing?" It doesn't
No,
feel
man,
like
they're
a
interactive
game.
movies, man.
Exactly.
They're interactive movies.
So,
It's
so
not a
is
game.
that what they
It's
were
not a
meant to
game.
be? They were meant to be an interactive.
They were meant to be interactive movies. They were meant to be guys who want to just sit and enjoy an experience with. But you know what I honestly think? I think and Resident Evil has done this.
Yeah.
Some live action movies with CGI. It's just done so madly. Like, you would not take the shit seriously if it was like freaking Jason Statham in it. But if it's done with CGI, it's so much cooler. I feel movies should be made like that now, you know?
You mean like
A
amped
lot
up
more
to
CGI.
11?
Have you watched CGI? Have you watched CGI movies?
Give me an example. Give me an example.
You must watch any of the Resident Evil movies.
Oh no!
Not the ones with Mila Jovovich.
What's her name?
Not that. No. Not Mila Jovovich. Not that shit. Please.
Okay.
Please. Don't embarrass me on this fucking podcast, right?
But you did watch them. You really want to go there. You did watch.
I didn't. I watched one and I didn't bother with the rest.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
The
yeah.
first one.
So you mean like almost
no,
like
no.
an
Resident
anime,
Evil
like a
has
Pixar
CGI
kind of thing.
movies.
Yeah.
No, it's CGI. It's like the cutscenes in the game. That's what the
Right.
whole movie is.
Oh,
There was one
cool.
with Leon. I think it's called Degeneration. Just go and check
And
those.
how
out.
long do they run
And,
for?
and you guys
Like
that
90
you
minutes?
guys are like 90-minute movie. Yeah.
Wow.
It's got Leon
Okay.
and then zombies and
Produced
Claire and all
by
the
studio.
the
What's
video
it, Capcom
game
or whatever? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. I don't know
Right.
who did it, but
Okay,
I just
okay.
know. I mean, you have to watch those. Just watch those. It's amazing. If
Cool.
you're a big fan of the game.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy also
fan of
did it
Leon.
with Advent Children, I think.
I watched that. It
not the
was
spirits
a
within.
CGI.
Not the spirits within,
demo.
Advent Children.
I think I watched both. It was a CGI demo to kind of be like, this is how amazing we can do pre-rendered graphics, kind of thing. And in that respect,
Yeah.
I what's the word? I was impressed. But as far as like
Yeah,
a
but I mean,
movie
imagine
and
that
content,
shit being done
Which
with
one
live
was which one
actors.
was
It
the one
doesn't
where the
have
longsword
the
dude
same feel.
disappears? Sephiroth?
I think
Where,
it was. I think it was Advent Children. Advent Children, because that was a CGI of 7.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
So the gray-haired kids grab something's head, and the one absorbs that head and becomes Sephiroth.
I think so. I can't even remember, but I mean,
Yeah.
go and check out some CGI movies. There's not a lot made, but it's done really nicely.
Right.
And I think a lot of games should go that route. So what were we talking
You
about
mean
now?
an interactive
Battle Royale,
movie?
And you
You mean a lot of games should
Yeah,
go the
no,
route
no,
of
no, no,
interactive
no, no,
movie? Yeah.
No.
Right.
I feel a game movie should be a movie.
Right.
And a game should be the add-on to the game. So when you watch the movie, you're like, damn, I want to play more of the game.
Oh, so you're saying... So, okay, so what do you think about interactive movie games like Heavy Rain? What do you think about that?
No problem with them. When they came out, it hit right with me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved Heavy Rain because it reminded me, it took a lot of shit from 7.
Right.
It took tons
Seven, the
of
movie
shit
with
from
Brad
7.
Pitt and
So
Morgan
much
Freeman.
so
Morgan
that
Freeman,
in the one room you walk in, I can't even remember clearly because it's been so many years since I played it. But remember when they walked into that room where the guy was emaciated and starving?
Yeah.
And there were those little Christmas tree air fresheners hanging around.
Right.
That scene is in...
Oh, yes. He
Heavy Rain.
starved somebody or something. One of the sins. I can't
Yeah,
I can't
and
remember.
because of the stink in
Yeah.
there, or the smell in there, he put the little air
From the
fresheners
bed
on the
sores or
Christmas
whatever.
tree air
Yeah,
freshener. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
scene is in Heavy Rain. There was so much taken from 7. It was like ripped out of 7. If you enjoyed 7,
Who
you'll see a
didn't?
lot
Is
of-
there anybody out there who's like, man, I hated that movie 7?
I don't know.
That's
There's
another
probably
thing.
a lot of millennials.
That's-
Probably a lot of millennials watching this
So,
shit.
so
now.
that's
yeah,
another
probably
thing that
half of the viewers.
we must maybe get into one day. The fact that movies, like we're talking about how AAA games aren't quite what they used to be, and the single player experience is kind of falling away. Think about what's happened
Yeah.
to movies in the past 10 years or something. You don't get a lot of actual movies. You get studios churning out productions basically that don't have any heart to them. Like when's the last time you watched a movie like Seven? I can't think of one offhand. There have been some good movies, but maybe it's just a
I did
reflection
enjoy
of what
the
people
Saw
want.
franchise, which
The
came
Saw
after Seven.
franchise.
I really enjoyed the first
I watched all of them, but at
few.
some point
The
you got to
first few.
say, yeah, the
first
first
few
few
were
are the
good.
best. I agree. Anyway, what are we talking about again?
But it never had the grittiness of Seven. But anyway, I don't know. We were just talking about the effect Battle Royale has on gaming and where do you think it's going? What do you think? Do you really think? I honestly don't think the single player mode is dying because what Call of Duty did with Black Ops 4 was remove the campaign entirely. Do you know Black Ops was released without a campaign at all?
No,
and
I
people
didn't
still
know that.
liked it. I still bought it as well.
Yeah.
But Modern Warfare, they decided, let's bring it back. And they brought it back with a fucking bang. I'll tell you that.
Agreed. That was a very good single player campaign, I feel. But in
Well,
general,
then again, they brought out World War II after that, but I don't care much for
neither do
what's the
I.
word?
The
Modern
historical
well,
shooters,
not modern,
historical shooters.
World War II historical. No.
Yeah.
And Battlefield better wake the fuck up and come back to modern war because Battlefield 4 was amazing.
Yeah.
Then there was 5, and I don't know what they're doing. Battlefield waits a long time between their games. I don't even think Battlefield comes out yearly, like COD does.
Yeah, they probably, I don't know, spend
I'm
a
just
long
thinking.
time working on the engine and whatever, but
Possibly, but they're lagging behind. If what they're doing is wanting to make money, they're losing badly.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's what it's about now, isn't it? Making
Well,
money,
ultimately,
microtransactions.
yeah. Well, okay, that's
When
a bad
last did
example
you
of
play a
making
modern
money.
game
Yeah.
that doesn't want to make money?
No microtransactions. Well, the game studio has to make money, otherwise, why did they all get together and make this game? But to give you
No,
an example
100%,
of free
exactly.
content, the last big game I played, and we played this together for a while, was Monster Hunter World and Into Iceborne, right?
Yeah.
There was
yeah,
no
yeah.
microtransactions. They released regular monsters
there
and
wasn't.
missions and things like that. Lots of
But
updates
guess what?
even now.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It's a Japanese studio that understands fucking gaming.
Yeah,
Americans.
Yeah,
But you know what? Don't get me wrong.
right.
The COD microtransaction is highly tempting. And
Yeah.
there's very rarely that I buy something from the COD microtransaction. But that is done is like fucking psychologically or something, I swear. That
Yeah,
shit
but-
is done highly psychologically.
Yeah, but now even that, right? The COD system where you get COD points and then you use the COD points to buy stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
You know that's
yeah.
an obvious
I never
way.
paid money. I use my COD points to get the
Yeah,
shit.
but
Actually,
why-
that reminds me, we need to level our
Yeah.
shit up to 100 for this season.
We
eh?
do.
Don't think
But
we
I'm
did.
saying, the reason why they create tokens and credits and points in these games is to separate you from the idea of spending your hard currency. That's the only reason, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
I don't think it's a good move for gaming in general, And I said I'm comparing it to something like Monster Hunter World. They just gave you free updates, in between Iceborne and World
Yeah,
and after
yeah,
Iceborne,
yeah.
just keeping you playing, and keeping the servers going, and that's all. So
You know, actually, there is a Western developer that does that. It's
Yeah.
Blizzard.
Blizzard for
Blizzard
Diablo.
don't
But
want
what is
your
their last
money.
big game?
Yeah, Blizzard. They do Overwatch. They did
Overwatch.
Blizzard
I
does
never got into
Overwatch.
That's
Actually,
one of the reasons I-
Activision Blizzard did Modern Warfare as well, eh?
Oh, really? Which one?
Yeah. This one. Activision joined with Blizzard. I'm not sure about a year or two ago.
Oh, they're one studio now. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
pay too much
It's called
attention to
Activision
all that,
Blizzard.
but you seem to know about the studios.
Yeah. And then, so Overwatch is good. They add a character every season and they balance it. But that's another fucking thing, man, about modern games. This balancing shit. Just when you learn a game and you
Yeah.
master a game, now there's balancing now. I don't know, man.
But that-
I don't know. I think sometimes it's to make people better, like the newcomers
Mm-hmm.
can learn easier. Because you have to unlearn something and learn another thing.
Okay. So let's
know?
let's look at the one thing I can relate to here, right? COD Warzone. You and I both know the meta now. Grau MP5, okay, and sniper rifles. I don't know what's that, HDR, right? I don't use sniper rifles, right?
I think
Fine.
so. Yeah, whatever the people choose to use, yeah.
So one of the issues now is that they didn't balance and remove the Grau MP5, and they are just unbeatable, right? So don't
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
there would be a good example of, okay, you introduced another gun, make this compete with the MP5 in some way, but it just doesn't, right? And make this other gun compete with the Grau in some way. So balancing, I get it. It kind of works because otherwise you have a broken game where, like Overwatch, it's different characters. What if one character is OP? Why would you even play with other characters? When you get
I
killed
still
in Modern
feel-
Warfare or in
Yeah,
Warzone,
yeah.
it's a Grau. You and I
Yeah.
both know it's a Grau. The kill cam is going to be
Yeah,
a Grau.
yeah.
You know, that's the issue with balancing.
Yeah. But they still haven't balanced it properly. They've just put a superhuman weapon out there, the Grau, and that's it. They didn't even. They say they nerfed it. I didn't feel no fucking nerf in this.
It's
in this patch.
they just changed one of the damages at a distance kind of thing.
The
you know?
range is a bit less.
So they made
The
like
range is little bit
a
less.
5-shot kill, a 6-shot kill in one of the zones, but it wasn't enough to actually call it a nerf. You get what I'm saying? It's still it's still the
exactly.
meta. I forget exactly what they changed, but it was so minor that I was like, oh, so like it. Anyway, it didn't
Yeah.
change anything. You and I both get killed by Graus all the time in Warzone, right? But that's
Yeah,
that's,
and I kill with Graus.
fine,
Yeah,
fine,
that's
right?
another story.
But
You know,
I'm just
I use
saying.
a Grau myself, but it's just frustrating to get wrecked by a Grau, especially when you're running away or trying to get a defensive position and you see this guy like 1 fucking
They
kilometer.
shoot you at
away,
miles
hitting you with a
away.
Grau.
They shoot at dots.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they get
yeah,
kills.
yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
100%,
that's my point now.
100%.
The balancing technically would sort that out. So I get it. I get the logic behind a balance. Let's put it that way. Whether it's actually ever done right and whether anybody ever gets it right, that's another story. But the attempt
Yeah,
is good.
yeah.
We were supposed to get
But
into
I mean,
Overwatch.
I don't know.
You played Overwatch, right? Why did you stop
I
playing?
have Overwatch on, but I didn't have friends to play with. You need
Oh,
a proper crew to play that
That's
thing
a
with.
sad story,
You need
man.
each
Yeah.
person to have. It's like Rainbow Siege,
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Or you need a whole proper
Ash and I used to
squad.
play it.
Yeah.
Ash and I used to play it, but when
Yeah.
you have a squad, it's so much better. Because the thing is, a lot of the kids play what's this thing now? Overwatch, and they think it's a shooter and it's all about kills. It's not about kills. It's not
Yeah.
all about kills.
How do you win the round
It's about
if it's not about kills?
It's about winning. It's
Right.
about winning.
right.
How do I say this? There's different missions, and I'm gonna keep this short because we're coming to the end of this into this episode. So there's a escort mission and stuff like that. Like you gotta escort a truck and you gotta walk with it, and it only moves when you're next to it. And then everyone has different abilities,
Right.
and with those abilities, they unleash hell on everyone. So instead of making the kill, you just have to stop them from transporting that truck. That's all you have to fucking do. But
Oh,
people
is there a
run around
timer?
going
There's a
for kills.
timer.
Yeah. There's a timer. There's a
But I
timer.
assume if
So
you
I
kill
move that
them,
truck-
they can't
If I move that
transport
truck
the truck.
30 meters,
Right.
well, yeah, that's true. But it's
Yeah.
not that. That's not what all it's about. It's about holding them down, pinning them down, putting them in positions. But imagine now the other team is so hungry for kills, they run out on their own and just get worked.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
obviously that team's going to keep moving forward.
No, that's not effective.
know?
I get what you're saying. But that happens.
No, it's not effective.
That happens
So
in
everybody
Warzone
runs around
also.
like fucking Rambo in Overwatch.
Well, not Warzone.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's why I don't play
the
with those
multiplayer.
people.
No, the multiplayer. How many times have you been into a multiplayer session and no one's playing the objective? It's
Yeah, but there's
actually
no guns
ridiculous.
to fucking upgrade in an Overwatch, so I don't get it.
Oh,
It's
I
if
get
they're
what
not
you're saying.
upgrading
Yeah,
guns,
yeah.
what the fuck are they doing?
No,
you know?
agreed. But to be fair, even in Monster Hunter, remember when you left and I was playing solo and playing with randoms online and stuff?
Yeah.
Just wasting your time. A lot of hunts, and I ended up making builds so I can beat monsters solo because I just couldn't keep going into hunts. And
But remember,
getting
that's
3
what I did
cards.
when you came on. I was
Yeah.
playing solo when you
Yeah.
came on.
Yeah,
and that was the way to go.
Because you can't
Because
trust
if
randoms.
you don't make a gig,
Yeah.
no, you can't trust randoms.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd rather
Well, to
trust
be
my
fair,
skill
I've
with
had
a
one or
monster.
two amazing dudes who probably thought, "Oh, this guy sucks," and they were thinking about me. But I've had more experiences
fine.
where other people just get in and get wrecked. But I get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so I don't know, man. We still have yet to see what's happening with gaming, but I do think the Japanese gaming industry will continue to make quality games.
Single player
And
experiences.
yeah. And that's half the reason I still go for physical editions, because those fucking imports, man, they go
Yeah.
for shitloads of cash. I have another game, Raidu Kuzunoha and the Soulless Army. For those of
Yeah.
you watching who know the game, well done. But it's one of the Shin Megami Tensei spin-off series. But
Right.
that thing goes for, actually, before we end this cast, let me I'm actually going to look now and see how much it is on Amazon,
Yeah.
because that game, it was okay. Actually still need to play that game. I need to put on my PS2 and check it out. Raidu Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. Let's go to the shopping section of Google. So, I mean, some people have it for 1,170 Rand, but I know on Amazon it's going for crazy prices. That 1,170 Rand is probably like $100, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm
Why,
sure it's
though?
more than that.
So that's what I never understood. Why do older games start fetching high prices? What's
It's
driving
because
it?
of what this whole podcast is about.
Yeah.
How new games are fucking the industry up. I'm sure that's what it is. People like us go back and people who are old school gamers will go back and say, what the fuck just happened to gaming? Why do you think COD Warzone is free? Because money can be made off microtransactions.
Right.
These are the times when games were not downloadable. It wasn't so easily accessible. And remember, once a game comes out on a new console as a DLC, for example, I have an original copy of Manhunt, which is
Yeah.
a stealth game by Rockstar.
I remember-
Did you
I
know
remember
that?
Manhunt.
It's Manhunt's by
I
Rockstar. You
remember
know it's by
Manhunt.
Rockstar.
Yeah, I remember that too.
But do you know it's by Rockstar?
Yeah, I did.
So,
I did.
So, I mean,
Hugely controversial
that-
game. Why did they stop making it, by the way?
I
It was
love
Manhunt
that game.
1 and 2.
I love it. I love anything dark and messed up. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's just me.
Yeah.
But I mean, when that game came out as a digital download for PS2, the
Yeah.
price just went down on all copies. You'll never get Raidu Kuzunoha as a digital download, and that's why the price went high. You'll
Oh,
see a
it's
lot of your
scarcity.
games that have not
It's
been
supply,
ported
demand.
through.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, 110%. That's what it is. It's scarcity.
Of good
It's
of
scarcity.
good games, I'm assuming. You don't
Of
get like
good
random
quality
crap
games.
games getting high prices,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. 100%. 100%.
Okay.
And I always said the Persona series and the Shin Megami Tensei series was the adult version of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys watching who enjoy Pokemon and have never heard of Shin Megami Tensei, you owe it to yourself to just go and fucking check out the series, read up on it, because it's amazing. And we will see you guys next time on the next Raven and Savage Joe show.